Hello, my name is Tarina Hines. I'm going to use my maiden name. First of all, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I check on is my children, and I pray to my God, and I go in and I start doing things that I'm supposed to do for the day. And on Thursday, well, first of all, I want to say if I'm a mother, and if I was psycho, I wouldn't have my children. Okay? We're going to go ahead on and go to the ending of this before I could start the whole details. Anyway, on Thursday, I made a phone call for my kids, my children's appointment, medical appointment, because they had to get their vaccines done. I had basically ran into this guy, and he was just, and I believe he was that dark skinned guy with some light brown contacts. He want to be white. I don't think he liked black women at all, and he darker than me. I believe I know who he was because I got in his car before doing a medical transportation, and he was very judgmental. He had a side to him that he really didn't like. I don't think he liked people. I don't think he liked me, because I was gonna ask him to take me to the store, stop at the pharmacy to pick up my diabetic medication and my monitor. I didn't really get into what type of medication I had to pick up with him. I didn't get into all that because it's not his business. But I was going to ask for other arrangements, other places to go. But I just ended up going home anyway. But anyway, I get on the phone with this same guy, and I know it's him because I could tell by the way he sound. I matched it up from when I got into his vehicle, the voice. I knew the voice right away, and his voice is very judgmental. And it's just, he was just not the type of person that I believe he should be working with any type of people. You can't pick the people you work with. You can't, if you're driving a cab or you working for any type of medical transportation or behavioral health, you cannot pick the people that you're going to accept for the day. You cannot do that. Well, this is some medical transportation for my kids. And then he asked me, okay, are you in Tucson, Arizona? Now, I heard that clearly. Active listening is so important. In many cases, active listening. You have to have active listening before anything. And know what to say when you're dealing with anyone, out in the world. It don't have to be no medical problem, no mental health or behavioral health. You just got to be careful with the things you say. And I tell him, I'm in Tucson, Arizona. Where's my ride for my children? It was like 10:20. This was a Thursday. And I had to keep repeating the same thing. I know he can understand what I'm saying because he's going back and forth with me. So I told him, stop playing on the phone. I said, stop playing on the phone. This is about my children. And then he said, what do you mean stop playing on the phone? You very disrespectful. You got a behavioral health problem. And so this went from my kids all the way. This is about my children going on their medical appointment for a vaccine. He went and took it on a whole new level with me about myself. So I report that too, and I know my kids are getting up because they hear me yelling at this man, and I'm saying, where is my ride? I just want to know where my ride, or go get someone else. In any type of field, if somebody is jiggering your nerves, or they setting off for behavior, whatever, the first thing that we do I used to work for Danville, okay? Danville Services. The first thing, and we work with all types of people, all types of behaviors, all types of mental health. I used to work at a group home. If a client is triggered, the first thing you go is get another staff to help that client. You no longer need to help because you have triggered them. Well, I tell him to go get somebody else. I said, why don't you go get somebody else? to help me so I can get my kids into the cab, get them into their appointment. He hangs up on me. And this was delaying my appointment with my church. I didn't get to my appointment. The appointment was like at 11 o'clock. I didn't get there till like 11:30. And they were not going to see me. So his behavior, it was about him that day because he caused a lot of delays. And I had to get on the phone and report him to United Healthcare Community Plan. This is in Tucson, Arizona. And this is the government. This is the medical plan that we have. I had to report him, and I say he started to say that I was disrespectful. It was all about me. It was really personal. And I said, I don't know where he get all of this personal stuff from about me when we're talking about my children. It was more about he was getting at me. And the devil was a liar. The devil was a liar. And then I went on Cope. I went on Cope advertisement because I had Cope on my YouTube. And I told the lady I believed that he was looking at my YouTube. I believe he was looking at my YouTube, and I believe that he saw Cope there. So he assumed that I had, she said, so what? Honey, calm down in there. He's getting too excited. That's my 3-year-old. But he saw that on my YouTube. So he assumed that, he already had a judgmental type of face expression. And in his voice, he already had that when he first met me. And the lady at the United Healthcare at the grievance land, she said, just override that for now. She said, because so what if you advertising a Cope thing? She said, that's good you went there to talk with someone. And I said, yeah, it was about my marriage, and it was about me getting a divorce. It was about the issues I had with my husband. The words that he said was very touchy because me and my husband used to argue a lot. When my husband didn't feel like, hey, calm down in there. When my husband didn't feel like doing something, he would cause an argument or he'll blame me for something just for him not to deal with me. And it was very touching. I told her I was crying about that. I was crying about it. I said, because I was going through a divorce. And when you're going through a divorce, anything is very touchy right now. And I'm about my children. If something was wrong with me, I wouldn't be a mother. I wouldn't have my children. So that was really touchy. It was me. It was personal. So I was praying that I don't get that person anymore. She said, no, you're not going to get him. You cannot pick and choose who you're helping, first of all. You can't pick and choose anybody. You can't pick and choose any clients or anybody that gets into your car. If they are trying to do something conservative and to do things that they need to do, you don't have the right to dodge them down like that. So therefore, I don't want no type of person like that around me. This is why I didn't have my best friend, Nicole Macklin, because she was very judgmental. And that's who he reminded me of. She was very judgmental, a push down, and everything else. We're no better than anybody out there. I just want to let you know that. Again, my name is Tarina Hines.